And welcome to a new episode of The Simpsons Did It. I'm your host, Steven Skolansky.
And I'm your co-host, Robert Skolansky.
And this week, I think all of our prized possessions are getting stolen.
But why?
I don't
why
know.
would anybody do that?
There's someone so sneaky. Super sneaky.
Do we need to form a neighborhood watch?
Maybe. I mean, the guy was wearing sneakers.
Yeah.
For sneaking.
Sneaking. Yeah, it was.
Goddamn old people. Think
They're
could just
useless.
Get away. Yeah. Think they could just do things, get away with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, have you ever had anything actually stolen?
Yes, actually I have. I don't know if you were with us, but we had gone to an Admirals game and I left my CD player and Game Boy in the car, and somebody broke into the car and took my CD player and Game Boy.
Man, bunch of savages in this town.
It was in Milwaukee.
Bunch of savages in that town.
Well, it is Milwaukee.
Yeah. All right.
What about you? Have you ever had anything stolen?
No. Oh, yes. Yes, we did have a cat burglar. So this is okay.
Like, did they burgle cats or?
No. So this was at my frat house.
Yeah.
And so I must have left my window open by my bedroom, and my Blu-ray player from so my TV wasn't stolen. My gaming systems weren't stolen, but my Blu-ray player was stolen. And
out of all the things that is stolen.
And you know what really sucks is I had disc 1 of my Rocky and Bullwinkle season 1 box set in the player.
Oh,
gone.
That sucks.
Gone. And
I was going to ask.
The funny thing is, I still have that box set to this day without disc 1 in it.
I was going to ask you if that Blu-ray player really tied the room together.
Yeah, it did, man. We loved watching movies in that place. So this week we are talking about season 5, episode 11, Homer the Vigilante.
He's
not Batman.
Have you ever seen Homer Simpson and Batman in the same room together? I don't think so. So how do you know?
Well, really,
Homer could be Batman.
Well, no, he's Pie Man.
He is Pie Man.
He is Pie Man. He's not Batman. So he is a horrible vigilante. Although maybe not. I mean, yeah, he
is. He's terrible.
All right, so air date, the first episode of 1994, January 6th of said year. So right after the new year, they kick it off with a bang.
Yes, they do.
So recap: Homer tries to unsuccessfully catch a thief until they learn from Grandpa the nemesis is an old man.
Bum, bum, bum. With a twist.
With a twist. All right, so we don't get a real good intro this week, but we do get a chalkboard gag. And this week, Bart is writing, "I am not authorized to fire substitute teachers."
Well, that's a shame. Why not?
I don't think he's authorized to fire anyone, let alone substitute teachers.
Probably not.
No, he's definitely authorized to fire the lunch lady.
Is he?
I don't know. He makes the nurse cry. So
he makes everybody cry.
He does. Yeah. Bart was so was it Mr. Boogerstrom again? No, that was Lisa's class, I guess. That was
Lisa. We haven't seen I don't think we've actually seen a substitute teacher for Bart's class yet.
No, not yet. I think it was in the future it's Flanders. Flanders is a substitute teacher.
Spoiler alert.
No, we don't have to. Dude, these episodes are over 20 years old, dude. The spoiler alerts are no longer a thing.
No, when was Ned Flanders the substitute?
Wasn't the one where the teachers went on strike? But I guess I don't know if that's considered being a substitute.
But that's a future episode. So spoiler alert.
No, and the statute of limitations on the spoiler alerts are 20 years. If you don't see it within 20 years, screw you.
Wow.
That's right. All right, so the couch gag this week. Take 3 of the clapboard couch gag from the
Homer's Barbershop Quartet.
Yep. And this one is when the Simpsons run in and explode on contact, with Maggie's pacifier falling into the blackened crater.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Was that the better of the 3 take? Well, okay, so we've done.
That was the last one.
Yeah, so we've done take 1. We did take 2, or no, take 3.
No,
take
we haven't
2,
done take 2.
Wasn't take 2 the one where they all mesh into a blob?
Yes.
So that one was horrible. That one had to be cut from the couch gags.
Yes. Yes, it did. This is a good one. It's a good couch gag.
I like it.
Yeah. So we start the episode. It's nighttime in Springfield. Everybody's sleeping. But you see a shadowy figure outside lurking around. And this figure goes up to the Simpsons' house. He opens up a kit for his
lock-picking kit.
Lock-picking kit. Say that 5 times fast. However, he doesn't need it because Homer left his keys in the front door.
And the keychain on said keychain reads Homer.
Homer, yeah. Well, that's why I said it's Homer's keychain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he didn't need the lock-picking items.
No.
Take a... and so he opens... this person opens the door, and Santa's little helper growls at the burglar because, like a good dog. But the burglar gives him sausage links, and that distracts the dog, which, let's be fair, I mean, dogs will eat anything.
That's pretty... Okay, so isn't the trope usually for burglars like a steak?
Yes.
Usually? I think
it's usually a steak.
I think that would have fit better, but I kind of like the sausage links.
I like the sausage links. Now, if somebody broke into your home, I'm sure
my
your
dog
would
bark. Say, fuck you, and attack him.
Would he attack him?
Oh, yes. My dog...
He doesn't attack me.
Well, he knows you. Dude, he attacked the locksmith that came to our house to change our locks when we moved in. And okay, so that was our locksmith's fault. He's like, oh, that's fine. You can let your dog out. I like dogs. I'm like, you wouldn't like him if I do that. And he's like, no, it's fine. And then I did it. And then Bob almost bit him. So,
wow.
Yeah, my dog does not like people he does not know.
Well, when I first met Bobby, he didn't attack me.
Yeah, you have the smell of someone who's non-threatening.
Probably. I'm very non-threatening. You're not wrong. So now Homer is sleepwalking through the house, and he also gets sausage links, which, I mean, come on, that distracts Homer. I mean,
I was surprised he didn't say like, sausage links.
Well, he was asleep, so what does he know what it is?
Oh, well, he smells it. Why would he bite at it if he didn't smell it?
That's true. So now we see the burglar sneaking around the house, and the first item he steals is Lisa's saxophone, which she sleeps with, which I don't think I've ever liked an instrument or any, like, the only thing I ever really slept with growing up was my stuffed animals.
Yeah.
So I guess that's her prized possession, as we later find out. And he removes said saxophone and replaces it with one of those noisemakers that you get at New Year's
or birthdays. Yeah.
Or birthdays, those things. Yeah, I don't know if that's a great swap because of the weight of the saxophone and the different noise.
Yeah. I mean, Lisa was blowing in her sax, and that has a certain noise. And just like most people sleeping, if they use fans or ocean noises to fall asleep, stuff like that, it's kind of like a noise that you will fall asleep to. But I feel like once she blows that stupid noisemaker, that would shoot you right up.
And the other thing, too, is I'm sure the rest of the house is used to her blowing in her saxophone. But if you hear that noisemaker, unless you're really, really deep sleeper, which they all could be, but at least you have to figure the odds are one of those people in that house is not a heavy sleeper. And they'd wake up and, they'd realize something is wrong.
Well, I'd say it definitely wouldn't be Homer because he was sleeping through a Sideshow Bob tying up because Lisa thought he was drugged, but he was just truly asleep.
Yeah. So now the burglar, after stealing Lisa's saxophone, goes to Bart's room, who is sleeping with a portable TV, and he steals that and replaces the TV with a book titled "Coping with Loss." How ironic!
Now, see, that's a good swap. That book was pretty big. I mean, it was about the size of that portable TV. Now,
that portable TV was like a 13-incher?
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually not. I'm kind of surprised that it wasn't a Krusty the Clown brand
TV,
portable TV.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it was Homer's, as we later learned, because Homer's very upset by it. And then finally, he goes into Marge and Homer's room, and he takes Marge's pearl necklace off which after every pearl, there's a popping noise, which I don't know if that would actually happen. And there's little indents on Marge's neck because she always wears the necklace. Now, here's my problem with that is if you're wearing a necklace, it's all around you. Now, it looked like she was sleeping on her back. Am I wrong?
Maybe on her side.
I mean, if she was on her side, but like you have to unclasp it, and you clasps are very hard to undo.
No, he's a cat burglar though. He's good at it.
So I feel like Marge would feel that getting taken off of her person.
Well, with the popping, it's funny. Like even like my wedding ring, like you move it up, and you could see a ring dent in it.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
I mean, the dent thing I think is, I mean, it wouldn't make a popping noise.
No.
But like having an indent, especially if it was like that thing must have been like a choker on her. Like she must have liked that thing pretty damn tight.
Yeah. So now we see the burglar, walk past a sleeping Homer and Santa's little helper because they're extra tired from eating their sausage links. And we get to the next morning, and Bart and Lisa wake up to tell Homer they've been robbed.
Yeah, Lisa's like, "Wake up, Dad! Wake up! There was a burglar, and he took my saxophone. Woohoo!" And Bart comes in, and our portable TV. Oh. And then Marge walks in, and my necklace. That's no big loss. Homer, that necklace was a priceless Bouvier heirloom. Oh, you probably have a whole drawer full of them. And then Marge opens up a drawer and pulls out a big ball of identical necklaces. I do, but they're all heirlooms too.
Now here's my question. So when you think of the word heirloom, you usually think of like a specific item. Now, the whole ball of necklace could be an heirloom, but I feel like that's a little over the top. And I like the joke that, you have more of those, it's fine. Yeah, they're still heirloom. I don't think Marge understands what the word heirloom means.
No, unless they were all maybe okay. So an heirloom is usually like a family-owned thing, like a ring from your grandma, a necklace, stuff like that. Yeah. Maybe like because she said it was a Bouvier heirloom, maybe the Bouvier family all had matching necklaces over like, maybe since like the mid 1800s or something crazy.
Yeah.
And after they died, they kept piling them up because they had no one to give them to.
It's possible.
Or they only had like one person to give them to. And it turned into a big giant ball. Now, I would be surprised at that point to see why Patty and Selma wouldn't have if Marge what makes Marge so special that she gets all the family heirlooms?
I don't know. So, but that was a great gag that she's like, because like there's an episode in, was it season 3 or 4 where like she's like spraying her hair down and she's got like a bunch of cans.
Boy, so she has a drawer full of necklaces and a drawer full of hair dye.
Yeah. And then Bart's like, my stamp collection was taken as well. And the whole family just look at him. Lisa's like, you had a stamp collection? And he's like, what? And then the phone rings and it's Nelson. They go, ha ha.
Like, a stamp collection.
It's very interesting that Lisa would laugh at Bart over a stamp collection.
But the funny thing is, I wish we would have seen the burglar steal that instead of the TV. Yeah. I think it would have been better if the cat burglar stole the TV from Homer's arms.
Yeah. And like if Homer was like carrying it and he like switched out for the sausage.
Yes. And then Bart was cuddling with the stamp collection and he replaces it with a book. I feel like they just kind of missed something there.
I don't know, like. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm surprised Bart would have a stamp collection.
Well, I mean, even the most, mannish guys have a,
like, I'm not making fun of Bart for having the stamp collection. It's a hobby, and it's it's a not dangerous hobby. I almost said it's a dangerous hobby.
No.
I guess you can.
Funko Pops are a dangerous hobby.
We're not going to get into that. Nope. Man, let's move on in the episode. No.
If a cat burglar came in and stole my Funko Pop collection, there'd be hell to pay.
Yeah, but you could get you could get some of it replaced through insurance.
Yeah, I should. That's why I catalog them, because now I know every single one that I got.
Yeah, there was actually a story, since you brought up Funko Pops. There was a story about 5 years ago, I want to say, where a woman, I think it was a woman, her apartment burned down and she lost all these Funko Pops, and Funko replaced like 90% of them.
Yeah, if you get your hands on them.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
like Funko like sent her new pops to replace the ones she lost.
yeah, that's awesome. I guess I might have to
Yeah.
call him if that ever happens.
Yep.
So Lisa says Bart's pain is funny, but hers is
Sad.
sad because her sax was her one creative outlet.
I don't know if that's true. She writes.
Does she though? Not yet. I don't know. I know she has a diary because Bart reads it at some point. I don't know if we've seen that yet. I'm trying to think.
I mean, we saw her write that essay for Mr. Lisa Goes to Washington.
Yeah. I mean, I guess she could have a few other creative outlets. So the burglar, so Bart goes over to the like not a coffee table, like an end table. Yeah. He's like, hey, the burglar left a calling card, which reads, "You have been robbed by the Springfield cat burglar, established in 1957. Aw, there's a black cat on the card. How cute."
Marge. Yeah, that's a literal calling card.
Yeah, I mean,
now if they lived, now granted this is 94 and he was probably wearing gloves, but you have to imagine the cat burglar would have probably handled those cards without gloves. So I'm now granted they probably contaminated with their own fingerprints, but you could have probably taken it to the police station and had it fingerprint analyzed.
Sure. Chief Wiggum would definitely be able to accomplish that.
No, he would not. He can't even use a scent dog, right?
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of cat burglars back in the day used to leave calling cards.
Well, there's always there's always a pattern to what, even murderers or burglars or, what, bad people do. They have their own calling card, but not a literal one.
Like the wet bandits who stuffed the sink full of a sock or something and flooded the house.
Exactly.
Oh, the wet bandits. That was okay. Of all the calling cards, that's definitely the worst.
Yeah.
All right. So Ned comes over and Flanders says, "Hi to Leo, neighborinos. Can't talk. Robbed. Go hell." Was he just lazy? Did he mean to say go to hell? Or
yes, he probably. So, but he was so preoccupied with getting robbed that it's that Office episode where the bigger guy is like, "Why use few words? Why use many words when few words do good?" Can't talk, robbed, go hell.
Yeah, and so Flanders says, "You folks got robbed too. The burglar took my Shroud of Turin beach towels." And if you guys know what the Shroud of Turin is, wasn't that the clothes or something that Jesus wore on the cross?
Something like that.
That's what the Shroud of Turin is. I think that's what it is. I'm not a Christian, so if you Christian listeners out there know, tell me if I'm right or wrong. But I feel like I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep. And so Lisa's like, "We are insured, aren't we, Mom?" Martin's like, "Homer."
Well, you skipped over the other people getting robbed.
Oh yes, there were some other people getting robbed, weren't there? Yeah. So we see Skinner was robbed of his Stormin Norman commemorative plates again.
Commemorative
plates. Again. So he got them stolen, and they recovered them, and then they were stolen again.
Was it by the same cat burglar?
I feel like it might have been. Because, I mean, Malloy's definitely older, but, Skinner's mom isn't. So maybe he stole him from Skinner's mom or something when he was like a little kid. Yeah. And then they were stolen again.
Maybe.
Yep. And so Barney wakes up naked in his empty apartment. He's like, "I feel like I had more stuff than this."
Oh, he did, because it was filthy. He had a couch. He had that that spool coffee table thingy.
Yeah. Oh my God, who would steal Barney's clothes? Or do you think he woke up naked because he was drunk and naked? Or do you think the cat burglar actually stole his clothes?
No, I think he fell asleep naked.
Okay. Oh, poor Barney. He didn't have much. Yep. He had stuff, but not much. No. Okay, so now Lisa's like, you cut back to the Simpsons house. Lisa's like, we are insured, are we, Mom? And Marge's like, Homer, tell your child what you bought when I sent you to town to get some insurance. Curse you, magic beans. Oh, stop blaming the beans. Like, if you guys don't know the Jack and the Beanstalk story, the farmer...
Go look it up.
Yes. Or the farmer sends Jack into town to buy a cow, and he comes back with magic beans. And then I'm not going to spoil the rest of the story. You can go look into it. All right. So Homer calls the police to tell them they've been robbed.
Which is smart.
Which Wiggum was like, he's like, oh, another one. But... Another fun fact, there are still pictures of Ms. Botts and Fat Tony still hanging on the bulletin board at the police station. So I do like the continuity there.
Yeah.
They haven't caught him yet, so their posters are still on the back wall.
Yep.
And so Wiggum's like, oh, we got another one. Simpsons house, 723 Evergreen Terrace. So the Simpsons moved again.
Yeah.
Or the town of Springfield moved again, as we mentioned last episode, and Homer got a new address.
Or Wiggum mispronounced the address.
I mean, 742, so he's close. He's got some of the numbers right.
Yeah.
He got the street right.
Yeah.
He's like, well, there doesn't seem to be a pattern, but if we move this here and this over here, and, well, hello. This appears to be an arrow. And then Lou, or was it Lou? No, Lou?
Eddie.
Was it Eddie? Eddie or Lou? I think it was Lou. It's like, oh, it's pointing right at the police station. Run away! Oh my God. Folks, that's not how you determine a crime pattern, by making an arrow.
No.
But I do think it's funny that it was pointing right at the police station.
That is pretty funny.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So we get one of those spinning newspaper things. It's Springfield Chopper headline. Cat burglar strikes 15 homes. And then I love the sub headline. Man marries woman in wedding ceremony. Well,
that's great.
If you can't beat them, join them. I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
What?
But 15 homes, I mean...
There seemed to be more than 15 pins on that board.
Yeah, there seemed to be a lot. Or maybe it was that day, because I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, so Ken Brockman, we get his news segment here. When cat burglaries start, can mass murders be far behind? This reporter isn't saying that the burglar is an inhuman monster, like the Wolfman.
Inhumane person.
Oh, no, inhuman monster.
Isn't it?
Like
I heard inhuman.
No. He's saying he's like that burglar is an inhuman monster like the Wolfman, but he very well could be. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he could be the Wolfman, but he's not.
Could be, But I love this next part.
So has any of your news anchors, thought that after burglaries, mass murder could be next?
No.
Okay.
Kent is a terrible news anchor. I don't think he's a news anchor. I think he's just like one of those opinion people.
He must be a Fox News reporter.
Yeah, you're gonna say what happened next.
Yes. So Kent asked a professor who's just apparently in the studio if everyone should start panicking. Yes.
No need to panic. Panic only makes things worse.
It does, but if your police force is as good as Springfield's, maybe panicking is a good idea.
Maybe.
So I like how Wiggum says they found the burglar's handkerchief at the scene. So he's doing a press conference. Sorry, setting up. Doing a press conference, and he found the handkerchief, which, man, Malloy's getting bad in his old age.
Yeah. Because
he's old. And he's like, we're going to use this to track the burglar. It's like, man, it's hot in here. He wipes his forehead, wipes his pits, and then he's like, has the dog smell the handkerchief, and it attacks Wiggum. It's like, ow, my jugular. And so next step, Professor Frink decides to design a house that can run away when it detects theft.
Yep.
And so it runs off, breaks,
Yep.
catches fire, and the little model people fall out burning. It's like, the real people won't burn as quickly. Won't burn as quickly.
Well, yeah, then you have time to stop, drop, and roll.
Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah.
And so now we get Bart walking through the neighborhood, and I like how as he walks by each one, all the houses start putting up all their securities and lasers. And I like how Bart hucks a rock at one of the houses, and it blasts it away. And then the next house gets up and runs down the street and malfunctions and starts burning. Why did they put that into production?
Because fire?
I guess that your house it's better for your house to catch on fire than get robbed.
Apparently. So after Bart, is throwing rocks at the one house that has the lasers, other citizens show up and throw, things at the house. And as that's happening, Jasper happens to be walking by and he's shot in the head with one of the lasers. And he goes, "I'm cured of my cataracts. I can see." And then he gets hit with another laser and he goes blind. He's like, "Well, so you win some, you lose some."
So I'm not saying this is a future prediction, but laser eye surgery? When did laser eye surgery happen?
I feel like it was a thing, but it was expensive.
Let's see. So I'm just looking it up here.
Yeah, LASIK.
So LASIK origins are found in a crude procedure to reshape the corneas in the 1940s.
So not a future prediction.
No, they've been doing laser eye stuff for a while.
Yeah, but it's nowadays it's a lot easier.
Okay, wait. So quick history. So LASIK was actually approved by the FDA in 1999.
Yeah, approved. It doesn't. It was still a thing before.
Yes,
that.
It was still a thing, but I don't think it was. Could
safe.
Doctors? Yeah, well, scientists could do it because according to I'm just reading briefly reading the history, and it looks like a lot of scientists did it and like ophthalmologists did it, but it really wasn't like an actual doctor procedure until 1999 when the FDA approved it. So
okay. I wouldn't call this a future prediction, but
even though
you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
So now we cut to Abe, who's sleeping, and he's awoken, and he thinks it's the cat burglar. And he's like, "Please don't murder me." And it's just Malloy. He wants the ointment, and Abe tells him not to get it all crusty at the top or whatever.
Yeah. So was Malloy actually sneaking in to steal the ointment?
Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know.
Or was he sneaking in to steal something of Abe's, and Abe woke up, and he was like, I'll just be here for the ointment.
I don't think he stole anything from the old people.
No, I guess that'd be kind of tough to do, because if you walked by Malloy's, room and saw it or something, it'd be kind of difficult. Yeah.
So then we cut to the Quickie Mart, where Apu has put up a sign that says, "We're never open," which I don't know. That's kind of weird. And some guy stops at the Quickie Mart because he wants to buy something, and Apu snipes him. Well, he doesn't hit him, but he shoots at him, and he's like, "Thank you for coming. I will see you in hell."
Yeah. I mean,
what's like? Okay, I don't know.
Look. The Quickie Mart has been robbed how many times already?
Yeah, I don't think this
would be over it.
Yeah, that was kind of just a weird segue. So now we're back at the Simpsons house, and Homer has new rules.
Yes,
and he's like, be home before dark. Make sure you aren't followed. Lock all doors and windows. And then Marge is like, and remember, don't take candy from strangers.
Marge, they're only human.
Yes. Yes, they are. Well, it's fun. It's really funny. Growing up, we were always told not to talk to strangers, don't take candy from strangers, stay away from stranger, and
stranger danger.
But I never really was ever in that position as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, Racine, I mean, for all intents and purposes, wasn't a big city. You know what I
No.
mean? Yeah, we had our bad part of town like every other city, but
Yeah.
even our bad part of town wasn't like,
Oh, it's pretty bad.
I mean, it was, but I mean, I guess we never felt like we were in
Also,
danger of being kidnapped or anything.
well, I also felt too. I think our
Although it was the
parents
90s.
also.
It was the 90s, 80s
Yeah.
and 90s. So we could get dropped off at a mall and,
Yeah.
or walk home from school for like, 10
Yeah.
miles and be
I
perfectly
mean, I
okay.
walked home from a high school a couple times, which wasn't fun, but I
I
did
think
it.
I only
And,
did it once and it pissed me off. And mom and dad actually let me bike to high school. So it was
uh,
actually a lot better to.
I can't remember. Well, I think both times I had missed the bus, so I'm like, screw it. I'm just gonna walk home. I was like,
Yeah.
whatever. So Lisa then questions the new rules because she's like, well, I've already lost the one thing that matters to me. Wow, way to think of the family, Lisa.
Yeah.
Jeez. God.
uh,
And Homer's like, quit your whining. I already bought you a new instrument, and it's a like a jug. And
hillbilly jug.
a hillbilly jug. So Lisa starts play. Is it playing the jug? Like, is that a real term?
It must
Like,
be. Yeah. I'd say
like, do you
playing the
play
jug.
a jug? She's like whistling into it,
No,
and
no,
Homer
but
starts.
no, just blowing. Have you ever blown into like a bottle or anything? It
Yeah,
makes the same
yeah.
noise.
Yeah. So then Homer starts to dance, and Lisa, not being happy with the jug, stops blowing into it.
Lisa,
And Homer's
never
like,
stop in the middle of a hoedown.
that's right. You never stop playing in the middle of a hoedown. So Lisa, starts crying, and Homer's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize how much that sex meant to you. I'll get it back. And he's like, I don't know how, but I'll figure something out. And so Lisa's like, oh, thanks, Dad. And Homer's like, Lisa, music helps me think. So Lisa starts blowing into the jug, and Homer's like, thinks he's dancing and thinking at the same time, just dancing back and forth. Oh, God, that's great. So now we get another headline. Burglar strikes again. And subheadline, is nothing safe? And the paper is taken by the cat burglar who leaves his card.
Yep.
Which I thought was great. That is fantastic.
Okay, where did he steal it from? Like just
I
someone's
don't know.
porch?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It was just a spinning headline. That's the joke.
Oh, okay.
That's the joke. So now we go to Ned's house, who he decided to invite his the neighbors over to talk about how the police aren't helping.
Yep.
And there is a sign by his bar that reads, 7 days without a drink makes me weak.
Like weak, like what kind of weak?
I don't know. I feel like this is not a sign Ned would have in his house. I feel like this is a sign for like alcoholics.
Yeah, that's I was trying to get the joke of that, and I'm like, how does it make me weak? I don't know. But yeah,
I don't know.
But Ned's like, now. Oh wait, no. Go ahead. You could go.
Yeah. Okay. So Ned, suggests, hey, we should form a neighborhood watch, which is a good idea, band the neighbors together to make sure, watch each other's back. And he's like, well, who should lead?
Yep.
And
like, crowd's like, you. And then crowd's like, yay, Flanders, Flanders, Flanders. He's like, I really don't have very much experience, but I'll be. And then Mo's like, someone else. And the crowd's like, yay, someone else, someone else, someone else. And Homer's like, I'm someone else. He's right. That was Lenny. Lenny's like, he's right. He is someone else.
Homer. And Homer's like, yeah, we need a doer, not a thinker. Someone who will act without considering the consequences.
Yes, that sounds like Homer.
Yeah. Oh, my God. And so the crowd cheers for Homer. And so the new neighborhood watch is Barney, the sea captain, Skinner, Mo, Apu, and Otto. And then Abe comes in. He's like, I want to join. I'm full of piss and vinegar. But at first, I was only full of vinegar. I thought, dude, that is fantastic. Because I thought Abe, he comes in, he's like, I'm filled with piss and vinegar. And I honestly, to God, thought he was going to say, but at first, I was filled with only piss.
Nope.
Because that would have made more sense. But no, only vinegar.
Oh
So
my God.
That is great. I love that line.
You know, and Homer's like, "Oh, Dad, you've done a lot of great things, but you're a very old man now, and old people are useless." That's so good. And he says he's like, "Well, I chased the Irish out of Springfield Village in '04."
I'm assuming like 1904?
1904, yeah, probably. And then some random Irish guy's like, "And you did a fine job."
Yeah, because he's the only Irish guy left in Springfield.
Yep. And then Homer reiterates that he's too old and that he's useless. And then he's like, "See?" And he starts tickling him.
Yeah. Like you would a baby.
Like you would a baby. And Abe tells Homer to stop. And that's a form of abuse.
Oh, that's great.
Oh my God. That's so awesome. I like it.
Yeah.
But then, we see Homer, Skinner, Sea Captain, and Moe all have shotguns, which I think, this had to have been like season 2 or something, where I'm like, why did the Simpsons have guns? Or
I don't know. Well, the last episode, Homer had a shotgun.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like this is like season 2, but now it's like season 5, and apparently Simpsons are gun owners.
Something like that.
Yeah. And so I like how Moe accidentally shoots off his gun while Homer's trying to say that they're responsible adults. And then they all shoot off their guns. And apparently Bart has a gun.
And he shoots his off.
Yeah, I feel like Marge needs to take the guns away.
Yes.
Or just kick him out of the house. Just kick him out of the house. And so they're at where are they?
They're at Moe's.
They're at Moe's, yeah.
Now they go to Moe's.
Yep, and Homer's like, "Okay, we've got the secret vigilante handshake," and it's just them like underneath, like handshaking underneath
between their
legs.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It's like now we need codenames.
Well, but here's the thing. That's the only part of the handshake we saw. Maybe there's more to it.
Oh, I would have loved to see the whole handshake if there was more than that.
Yeah. Well, they didn't have time.
Right. Yeah, they didn't have time. Well, what do you mean they didn't have time? They only did half an intro. They had so much more time.
Yeah.
But then Homer's like, "Now we need code names. I'll be Cue Ball," because of his bald head. Skinner can be 8 Ball. Barney will be 12 Ball. And Moe, you can be Cue Ball. Moe's like, "You're an idiot." I don't know what the deal with pool terms are.
Because they were at Moe's. And he looked at the pool table.
Oh, did he actually? Yeah, okay, I didn't notice he looked at the pool table.
I'm pretty sure he like looked at the pool because I think you see the pool table in a shot, and then he's like, "Oh, I'll be Cue Ball. Skinner will be 8 Ball. Barney will be 12 Ball." And then he forgot that he called himself Cue Ball, which is why Moe called him an idiot.
Oh my God! Oh, that's so funny.
And also, I think Marge did take away the guns.
Okay, good.
Because of the next scene.
Yep. So now the guys go to Herman's Military Antiques to get weapons. And Herman asks if they're going to a wedding. And Homer's like, "Nope, we're going to be forming a vigilante group." And so obviously the next scene, Herman's like, "Well, if you're going to be a vigilante, you got to have an A-bomb or a miniature version of an A-bomb." And now this is, I think, going to be the last time we see him try to sell anyone this A-bomb.
Probably.
I feel. Because he's already tried selling it at his shop. He's tried selling it at the swap meet. And now it's just hanging out in the back of his shop. And so Homer imagines himself dropping the bombs on hippies. And this is an awesome parody. I love this parody of him riding the bomb from Dr. Strangelove.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. Where he's just jumping on the bomb and it comes loose and he starts falling. He's like, "Whee!"
And then I love how they cut back and Herman's like, he points at the sign that says, do not ride the bomb.
Because of me, there's a warning.
You can't say bomb on an airplane.
Yeah. And so now we get cut back to Homer addressing the neighborhood watch group. He's like, "Okay, men, it's time to clean up this town." And Skinner's like, "Meaning what exactly?" "You know, push people around. Make ourselves feel big." And I do love the outfits everyone's wearing. The Homer's in his Jungle Explorer outfit from the Victorian era. Skinner's in his green beret uniform, so that's fitting.
Yep.
Apu's okay. This might not fly today, but
I don't know.
He's in an Indian Army uniform based on styles from the 1800s.
Now here's the thing: Apu is Indian.
He is, so I guess that's
it might not be it could be considered racist by today's standards, but also it might not be. I don't know. This one is a gray area to me, I think.
Yeah, and Barney is in a fast food based uniform, and Mo is in a Boy Scout uniform, topped with a Kaiser German helmet, which I'm assuming he got from Herman's Antique Shop.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Oh my god, this is awesome. So Bart wants Homer to use his megaphone. It's not just any megaphone; it's a Rapmaster 2000.
Don't you remember there was like a toy megaphone on the market in the 90s that had
music,
because I think our neighbors had one.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I don't remember, but no,
I think Phil had one.
Oh really? That's awesome. Oh, and
so is this? I wonder if this is a future prediction, because was this a thing in 94, 93?
Let's see. Rapping megaphone.
Well, not a rapping megaphone, but a megaphone that plays music.
Let's see here.
So yeah, there are portable megaphones, but I just don't know when it came out.
Yeah, I don't.
There's a vintage Radio Shack power horn megaphone bullhorn musical on eBay.
Yeah. Let's see. There is a rapper holding one. Mike Ellison.
Okay.
I don't guess.
So for our viewers, if you know when this thing came out, if this was 80s or early 90s, I don't know. Megaphone toys were kind of a thing. I remember when I was late elementary, early middle.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, if you guys know, let us know. But so Homer starts, telling people to, go inside and behave or whatever. But instead of staying put, all the townsfellows start following Homer and dancing to the megaphone music. And then the group comes across a guy playing a saxophone, and they start chasing after him because Homer thinks, the sax was Lisa's. He's like,
well, I don't know if he said. I don't think he says that because they ask him.
It, but I mean,
no, because they ask him where he got the saxophone, and the guy says Sears.
Well,
so then they start chasing him.
Yeah, because Homer thought he was lying. He thought it was Lisa's sax.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Otherwise, why would they chase the guy?
Because they're a vigilante group and they're morons?
Maybe. But as they're chasing the guy, they see some El Bardo graffiti on the building. So
we see it. I don't know if they see it.
No, we see it, yes.
Yeah.
It's more of an audience gag than a vigilante gang gag. So Homer tells the guy not to burn leaves without a permit.
Yeah, they go to some guy's house and they're like...
But I do have a permit. Too late.
Yeah, because Homer messes with the fire and the dude's house catches on fire. Yeah. You see him take the hose out to get the fire off. I feel like that house is gonna probably get destroyed because that fire is sitting up there for 30 seconds.
Maybe. I mean, it might be a little scorched, but probably not burned down.
So then the vigilante group comes upon Jimbo. For some reason, spray painting the word carpe diem of all phrases onto a building. And
you better have a good reason for doing that, boy. It makes me feel like a big man. Let me check my reason list. And he pulls out a notebook. Yep, it's on there. And then Jimbo's like, hey, you're that drunken posse. Wow, can I join you? I don't know. Can you swing a sack of doorknobs? Can I? You're in. Here's the sack. And then I was like, you got to supply your own knobs.
Oh, I'm sure Jimbo is resourceful enough to get his own doorknobs.
Oh, I'm sure he is. He would just steal the doorknobs.
I feel like this vigilante group is very irresponsible.
Oh, yes. But they're vigilantes, so they can do whatever they want without getting in trouble.
Yeah. So now they're sitting down, Homer's sitting down to dinner with Lisa and everybody. And Lisa mentions the group hasn't caught the burglar yet. Or no, Homer says, Homer's like, well, we haven't caught the burglar yet, but we are branching out into other areas like literacy programs, preserving our beloved covered bridges, and world domination.
World domination?
And Lisa's like, that must be a typo. And then he goes, mental note, the girl knows too much. Oh, God. Oh, it's fantastic. So now Homer decides to go on Smartline. And
yeah, so Ken Brock was like, well, what do you say to the accusations that your group has been causing more crimes than it's been preventing? Oh, Kent, I'd be lying if I said my men weren't committing crimes. Touche.
And then Kent's like, well, petty vandalism like graffiti is down 80%, but heavy sack beatings are up 90%. And Homer 900%. Says, well, people... Or 900. What did I say? 800%?
Well, unless that's a mistake.
No, it's 900.
Okay.
No, that's 900%. What did I say? 8%?
No, you said 90%.
Oh, no, I meant 900%. And Homer goes, oh, Ken, anybody can come up with statistics to prove anything. 40% of people all know that. Yes, he said 40. I turned on the closed captioning for that because I'm like, did he say 40 or 40?
Wait, so the closed captioning like spelled out 40?
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Oh my God, I might have to rewatch that. That's awesome.
Yeah, he says 40%. And
okay, you know what? So for those of you guys that are listening right now, so Sunday or Monday, this is going to be my Trivia Tuesday. I'm giving you
the answer.
I'm giving you the answer right now. This is going to be my Trivia Tuesday because I want to see A, how many people have listened to us, which is awesome, and B, how many people actually know this answer.
Oh God. So and so Kent accuses the group of committing all those crimes that they're doing. And so someone actually calls into the show, and Kent's like, well, we have our first caller ever, because that's not this type of show, because it's just supposed to be like an interview and not like anybody calling in. And so the guy on the phone asks Homer if he knows who's on the phone, and Homer goes, Marge? And so it's the cat burglar. He toys with Homer, and he's like, he says, oh, I have Marge's pearls. And you can hear him playing with them on the phone, which then Homer yells at the burglar that he's like, oh, you have Lisa's sex too. And then he's like, he like angry says that, and then he starts choking the stage manager off screen. And then then you show the behind the scenes and he's strangling him. And Kent's like, Homer, this is our stage manager. He's like, oh, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Nervous? No, you're angry. And so then on the show, the burglar tells Homer and Kent that he is going to steal the world's largest cubic zirconia. And Homer's like,
why does anyone even have that? I guess I can see why Springfield would have that.
Well, it's in a museum.
Yeah.
It's the world's largest.
Yeah, but it's not like worth anything.
Probably not. So Homer vows to watch over the museum. He's like, well, I'm going to watch over the museum night and day. Unless you want to taunt me some more and tell me what time you're going to show up. And then like there's this awkward pause and Homer looks at the camera. We'll be right back. Kent's like, that's my line.
You should do that one day. You should just wander out on the stage after they're done and be like, we'll be right back.
Yeah, so I can get fired? No, thank you. So now we see the group. We see a couple guys on the roof, more guys on the ground, and they're watching the Springfield Museum. And on the front of the building, it says, Truth, Knowledge, Gift Shop.
Yes. Now that's a museum, and we all know Andy might be like, hey, Robert, this is what a museum is. Man, we should have almost had Andy on just for this episode, just for that joke. That would have been really funny.
So Abe, Jasper, and Malloy come up to Homer and tell Homer that they want to help. And Homer is like, the only way to help is to set a good example by standing around and not stealing anything. So then Homer turns around for a second, and Abe and Jasper are stealing some sort of art piece, to which Abe replies, what? We're on our break.
Yeah, they're on a break.
So they're going to steal?
Yes, they're going to steal.
Well,
that's what you would do on your break, right?
No, you eat.
Oh, right. That's what you do on your...
You don't steal art on your break?
Oh,
What's
right.
wrong with you?
Right. Okay. So Skinner asks Homer if there's any sign. And Homer's like, He says she'll show because he's a burglar. Uh-huh. Yep.
Mm.
Uh-huh. Hmm. Hmm.
And they just nod at each other.
Yeah. So this scene between Homer and Skinner outside the museum is a reference to Dragnet.
That's our second Dragnet reference.
Yeah. Why? Because he's a burglar. Uh-huh.
That's what burglars do. They show up.
That's what burglars do. And so Homer watches over and says the burglar will probably like to get in, but he won't because 36 years ago, some woman gave birth to Homer J. Oh my God.
Some underage.
Oh my God. Underage kids drinking beer without a permit.
No, underage kids don't need a permit to drink. It's illegal.
Oh my God. But I like how I said 36 years ago, some woman gave birth to Homer J. Simpson. Because he doesn't. Now, is this the first instance of Homer talking about his mom?
No. Of his mom? Yeah, I believe so. But he also got his age wrong. He's 38.
Oh.
I believe he's 38 by season 5.
No, they don't age. So he turned 36 and doesn't age anymore.
No,
remember the Simpsons don't age.
Yeah, but he's 38 in canon.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay, I must have.
I just can't.
That.
I just don't remember if it's after season 5 or before season 5 that he's 38. So he could be 36 in this season, but I know in a later season he says he's 38.
Okay, we'll have to put a pin in that and come back to it.
Yes.
And so we see Malloy sneaking in, and the alarm.
We don't know it's Malloy. Stop telling people.
Oh, they know. Okay, so
they don't know.
We see the cat burglar sneaking in, and I like how the alarm system.
This is like a light switch.
Light switch, yeah, and you just can't. You normally, well, it's Springfield, mind you, but normally you need some sort of code to turn off the alarm system.
Yeah, the code for this is turn off the alarm system with a light switch.
Yeah.
I love the sign on it that says alarm system, do not turn off.
Yes.
Because that's going to stop anybody.
Yep, exactly. And so the burglar takes the big giant gem, and I like how he sneaks past Homer, who's chugging beer. Was it like Nelson and Kearney and...
No, it was just random kids.
Oh, really? I don't know why I thought it was.
By the way, this scene reminds me of the scene in I think it's Black Sheep, where Chris Farley's character is caught on camera drinking beer. Now, granted, I don't think those kids were underage. At least I don't remember because it's been a while since
I feel like they were. Yeah,
but
I don't think he would have gotten in trouble that bad if they weren't underage.
Yeah, but that for some reason my mind went to that scene in Black Sheep.
Yeah, and so headline: Zarconia Zolan.
Stolen
with a Z. And there's a picture of Homer passed out, surrounded by beer, and the caption: Simpson asleep at switch. And I like it. Homer's like, asleep at the switch? I wasn't asleep. I was drunk. And Bart's like, it's like, I believe you, Dad.
Well, why wouldn't you believe him? There's beer cans in the picture.
Yeah. And Homer says he still has a job to do, and he leaves the house, and immediately the town starts throwing fruit at Homer. I mean, more shit has been stolen in the town anyways. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I guess it could be Homer's fault, but I mean, I feel like it'd be the cops' fault at this point.
Well, Homer vowed to protect the Zirconia, and he didn't. Yep. And it's the pride and joy of Springfield, apparently.
Yeah. And so Jimbo comes up to the porch and empties his sack of doorknobs at Homer's feet and tells Homer that he let him down.
You let down Jimbo Jones. What's wrong with you, Homer?
Yeah, you can't do that. And Jimbo says he doesn't believe in nothing no more and is going to law school. And Homer's like, no.
I don't believe in nothing no more. Which is awful English, by the way. So he does believe in more stuff. So he does believe in things still.
Should treat him well in law school.
Yeah. So Lisa comes up to Homer and asks Homer if her playing the jug will help. But it doesn't. And Lisa stops and Homer's like, well, I didn't tell you to stop. So it was helping.
So Lisa's gotten good at the jug. So that's something.
Yeah. So And Marge, and rightfully so, I'm with Marge on this. She couldn't believe how much the town loved the zirconia.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, who even knew it existed until today?
yeah. So Abe comes
What's a
over.
museum?
It's that place that plays movies, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay. And it has a gift shop.
Yep.
Okay. And you can get candy and popcorn and soda and
Sure.
okay, cool. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. So Abe comes over to the house and he walks in covered in food because the mob apparently decided to not. Well, no, Lisa thinks that the mob got him.
Yeah.
But Abe's like, he's like, no, I just fell down at the Big Boy.
Now,
So Big Boy is canon in Springfield apparently.
no, a Big Boy is a burger restaurant.
Yeah.
What
But
was
it's a real burger restaurant, isn't it?
No, it is a real burger restaurant. But Lisa was like, I don't know. I thought he was like fell down at a grocery store. So like, what kind of food are they serving at the Big Boy?
Apparently fruit.
I know. It's just really weird. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just a weird reference.
It's also Abe, so it's Abe. Maybe he did get fruited and he lied and said he fell down at the Big Boy.
Yeah, apparently.
So Abe has come over to help the Simpsons because he knows who the cat burglar is, and all the Simpsons are shocked.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh my god!" And so Abe starts to gloat about. He's like, "Oh, he's too old." Blah blah blah. And so the Simpsons just start to walk away because they're like, "Fine, if you're not going to tell us, who cares?" And Abe's like, "I'll tell you."
Yeah.
And he's like, and this is where we find out, which Steve so graciously ruined for all of our listeners, that the cat burglar is Malloy.
Well, geez, now I have to edit that out because I edited out the part where I screwed it up.
The cat burglar is Malloy.
There we go.
As Abe tells the Simpsons family, and Lisa's like, "Well, how do you know, Grandpa?" And so we get a flashback with Abe talking over it, saying it started with one of his frequent trips to the ground.
Yeah. So Abe apparently likes falling down.
So in the flashback we see Abe falling, and he's like, "Well, I noticed Malloy wore sneakers for sneaking." He's like, "My next clue came when I saw Malloy using a grappling hook to get into the museum."
The first thing I thought of when I saw that scene? Why are we walking like this?
Oh, what is that from?
For the Clerks animated series.
Oh, that's right.
When they grab up the building and they're walking. That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, why are we walking? Why are we walking like this?
Oh, that's fantastic. And so then Abe was like, well, my final clue was when Malloy was the only person at the retirement home to have the largest cubic zirconia on his coffee table. Yeah. Boy, great detective work there, Grandpa Simpson. It's fantastic.
Malloy really likes to flaunt his prized possessions.
So Homer's like, "I could kiss you," and Abe's like, he points to his forehead. He's like, "Well, this still has feelings." So Homer kisses Abe, and Abe just doesn't feel it. So he lost all feeling. Aww. And so Homer goes outside, and the mob starts to boo him. He's like, I know, but I know who the burglar is. And Homer says that the person trying to catch him caught the cat burglar, and Skinner... Oh, so they go get Malloy, and Homer says, "Oh, the person trying to catch the...
You want me to do the quote? I got it.
Oh, do you have the quote? Okay.
I do.
I wasn't trying to do the quote. But...
So, Mr. Malloy, it seems that the cat has been caught by the very person that was trying to catch him.
Skinner's like, how ironic. I don't know how that's ironic. That's not ironic. The ironic thing would be that Homer was the cat burglar all along and Malloy caught him. Or is that a twist? I don't know.
I don't know.
This isn't irony though. And so Homer, actually gives, tells the townfolk, "Oh, it's actually my dad, Abe Simpson." And so Abe starts to gloat about catching Malloy and laughs before Mo's like, "Shut up." And Abe's like, "I've had my moment."
Yeah. So before we move on, I'd just like to mention that Malloy is guest voiced by the one and only Sam Neill.
Oh. What else is he in?
Jurassic Park.
Oh, that's Sam Neill. Okay.
That's Sam Neill, yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. He doesn't
That's
really
pretty dope.
sound like him, but
No, he does not sound like it.
But yeah, guest voiced by Sam Neill, so I thought that was pretty cool. So
Yep.
Malloy returns all the Springfield's things that he stole, and the first thing was Selma's lock of MacGyver's hair, which
she adds to a ball.
Yes, but so MacGyver is the name of a character.
So did
not
she
the
get
actor.
So did she get the actor's hair?
That must be what it is.
I'd hope so.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't want to know where she got all that hair from.
Yep. And Malloy also returns Lisa Sachs, who thanks Homer for getting it back because he promised to do it. And Malloy
did it.
Yep. And so I like how Malloy charms the town by apologizing and saying, "Here we go. I sincerely regret any inconvenience I may have caused. And although I've stolen your material goods, let me assure you that your dear town has stolen my heart."
And then Barney is like, "I think we should let him go."
And then we'll go kill some boys saying, "Malloy broke the law. And when you break the law, you go to jail."
I love this so much.
And then Quimby walks in to give Wiggum his monthly kickback. You picked the worst time.
Oh my god, that is so good. I love it so much.
Oh, Quimby. Quimby, man. 2 episodes in a row now, man. We get some Quimby action.
Oh, I love it. Oh, It's so good. That is irony, by the way.
And so now we're at the prison, and Homer gloats over Malloy about catching him. And Malloy said he hid millions of dollars over the years. And he asked, "Wouldn't you like to know where I hid it?" And then Wiggum asks where it is, and he says, "It's buried underneath a big T." And the cops and Homer slowly back away and run to get the money. And Homer runs out of the police station, like screaming all crazily, "Money buried underneath a big T."
Why would you run out of the station and start yelling that? The only people that knew about it were Homer, Chief Wiggum, Lou, and Eddie.
Yep.
Those are the only 4 that knew.
They could have ganged up. They could have just ganged up and gone after it. But I like how so we find a few places throughout Springfield apparently that have a big T. There's the Big T building that's shaped like a T. Big burgers and fries on a T-shaped sign.
So that was kind of weird.
The Tea Factory. Big Theater, which has, it's the theater sign as a big T. And playing at the theater is Ice-T with Booker T in concert.
Now, do you know who either of these two? Oh, you know who Ice-T
is.
Do you know who Booker T is?
Like Booker T. Wilson?
No, Booker T is a WWE, former WWE wrestler.
Oh.
And he was big. He was kind of big in the early 90s, so.
All right. Cool. And so the town's all frustrated, so they go back to Malloy for more information. And Malloy's like, "All right, fine. This is where the treasure is buried. 4723 Maple Valley Road." And then he's like, "Oh," and then he just gives them directions.
By the way, Maple Valley Road, that specific address does not exist.
Oh, that's sad.
I looked it up. I always like to look up addresses from The Simpsons to see if they had. Now, I bet you the Maple Valley Road is probably a real road, but the 4723 number does not exist.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Yep. So now everyone, busts out of the police station because now they know exactly where they're going.
Yeah.
Barney and Selma and Patty fly. And I like how they just fly through a giant ass billboard.
Duff billboard.
Yes.
Duff billboard.
Yes, a Duff billboard. And so, so the Springfield on the hunt for the treasure that is buried underneath a giant letter it's a mad world from 1963. And this end sequence of the show parodies the star-studded film's style of music and manic search for the money, including a recreation of the scene in which Phil Silvers drives his convertible into a river.
Which Bart tricks him driving the car into a river.
Yeah. Oh, you kid. Oh, I should have listened to you. And so Kent, obviously having no idea what's going on, hordes of panicky people seem to be evacuating the town for some unknown reason. And turning to his in-studio guest, Professor, without knowing precisely what the danger is, would you say it's time for our viewers to crack each other's heads open and feast on the goo inside? Yes, I would, Kent.
Going back to your early comment, maybe it does work for Fox News. Anyways.
Thank you. All right. So they all get to the location and start digging. And
by the way, the location is a giant tree
palm
that
tree
is
looking thing.
Yeah, that is a T-shaped tree.
Now,
and you can't see it, but I'm miming the letter T.
So this was obviously an address, right? Like they give you a physical address. So should there have been a house somewhere, or is the
maybe it was like a lighthouse? I don't know. Maybe it was like a lighthouse or something. It looked like it was off the water.
Oh, that's so weird. Like I feel like there should have been some sort of house. The property's not a giant tree, or maybe it is. Who knows? Who knows? So they start digging, and eventually, I think what's like, I don't know if we're gonna find anything. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna find anything. Go clink, and they find a briefcase with a note from Malloy saying that he took this time to escape from the jail. And I like how Quibi's like, keep digging. We're bound to find something.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's great. And so now they dig so far down that they can't get out. Which, okay, guys, put a ladder in there so that we can work your way out. And Homer suggests we'll dig our way out. And then oh my god, I've actually used this line before. Over the credits, we hear Wiggum saying, "Dig up, stupid."
Oh god, this is a fantastic episode.
Okay, now wait, before you give your final thoughts, if you guys do want to dig up, make sure you dig in the side of the hole at an upward angle and basically tunnel your way. So you can't. So
you can.
Homer isn't necessarily Wiggum isn't necessarily being stupid, although the line sounds it. Theoretically, you could dig up.
Theoretically. Yeah. So I love this episode. This is one of my go-to episodes. It's just so good. It is a 5 for me. Everything's coming up Milhouse. My only nitpick with this episode is the whole chase for Malloy's money. I feel like that part could have been cut out. I understand why they did it to they had the Mad World reference and it gave them a chance to escape. And obviously the town is stupid enough to fall for it. I felt like it was a little too contrived. You could have just ended the episode with them catching Malloy and having a nice moment and just ending the episode. I feel like the back 2 minutes of this episode were unnecessary. It's hilarious, don't get me wrong. But it doesn't take away from my enjoyment. You got some great lines in here. It opens up really well. It's a continuous story. There's no it starts here and then you go here and then we somehow end up here at the end. It's one long story, which I'll always love, where it's just like an A story. Homer makes this vigilante group and they're all bad at vigilantism, and it's great. I love it. 5, everything's coming up Milhouse.
Yeah, it's so tough. I mean, I do love this episode. I don't know if I love it as much as you. Like the last episode that you gave a 4 and I gave a 5. I personally, I think this episode I'm gonna go with a 4 and sprinkles. Okay. It doesn't hit the level of 5 for me. It's just so weird. The cat burglar thing is funny. I think of everything, the ending to me is the funniest part. I think
I said it was funny. I just thought it was unnecessary.
No, I think it was definitely necessary. I love them going after the supposed treasure and Malloy escaping. I think that's great. And I mean, the opening with the burglary, it made sense, but the whole TV shouldn't have been Bart. I think it should have been Homer. I think I think the stamp collection. I think the stamp collection should have been Bart.
It was Bart. Oh, in his bed.
In his bed. The vigilante thing was kind of weird, kind of funny, kind of weird. I don't know. It just doesn't hit that level of 5 for me. But I there's quotable lines.
Yeah.
So many quotable lines. But to me, that doesn't necessarily make a 5 episode, because a lot of these episodes, even some of the bad ones, have very good quotable Simpsons lines and good quotable references, but just doesn't hit that level of 5 for me. But I'm going to go with 4 sprinkles. So, our character profile this week, we have the one and only cat burglar, Malloy. No last name.
Nope.
No last name.
That's how you know he's a cat burglar. He doesn't have a last name.
His occupation.
What?
His occupation, cat burglar.
By the way, if you ever meet anybody with just one name, they're probably a cat burglar.
All right.
True fact.
So Cher's a cat burglar?
Yes, she is.
Madonna's a cat burglar?
How do you think Cher stays so youthful? She steals the youth of other people.
Oh, right. And
Who was the other one?
Madonna too?
Yes, she's a cat burglar.
Oh, she's a cat burglar. Okay. Yep. Groot? Groot's a cat burglar?
No, he's a tree.
Okay.
Groot is also not a real person.
Oh, okay.
He's not a person. He's an alien.
Right.
This only applies.
People. Aliens aren't people. Okay.
No, this only applies to human beings.
Oh, it only applies to human beings.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Anyway, time of crime steals the humble goods of Springfield while they lie sleeping.
Nope.
Yeah, middle of the night. It's a good time for a cat burglar to go get stuff.
Yep.
His description: cool, suave, among the upper echelons of intelligence in Springfield residence, Springfield retirement castle, and the Springfield jail.
I think he kind of run-on sentence that.
Yeah, a little bit.
He lives at the Springfield retirement castle and partially the Springfield jail.
Yep, and he's smarter than everyone.
Yep.
His attire, hushed black tones that scream low-key, sneakers for sneaking. And his hobby is collecting cubic zirconias from hither and yon.
And collecting in quotes.
Yeah, collecting. Just one. He might have actually collected a ton of them. We don't know.
We don't know.
All right, guys, that was fun. Let's close it out here with our where you can find us. So head over to Facebook, search The Simpsons Did It Podcast, or just type in @The Simpsons Did It Pod, and you'll find us. The Instagram, The Simpsons Did It Pod. Twitter, Simpsons Did It PC. And if you'd like to donate to our podcast, check us out on buymeacoffee.com/Simpsons Did It. Donate a few bucks here and there, and we'll put your money to good use. And we'll send you stickers. And other merch, hopefully, in the future. Lastly, check out our YouTube channel. Just search The Simpsons Did It Podcast, and you'll find us. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on our videos, and we will respond and hopefully mention it on the podcast. And for all of you guys who would like to give us feedback voicily instead of typily, be sure to call us 612-584-0986. Listen to our very funny voicemail by our guest, Jaden LeBron. Does a very awesome crusty expression. So take a listen to that and leave us a voicemail, and you might be able to hear yourself on our show. So until next time, I'm Steven Skolansky.
And I'm Robert Skolansky.
And this has been The Simpsons Did It.
Shh.